about Stevenson's life. And I wanted to retell the story from Jacinta's point of view, so she just thinks he's a crazy white guy wandering around in the, in the wet area, falling asleep in the woods, and she's like, "You're nuts." Okay. The title of the book, Bad Indians, comes from many sources, but in particular this newspaper story, which I found online in the Los Angeles Times. It was published August 9th, 1909. Bad Indian goes on a rampage at Santa Ynez. Santa Ynez is where my grandmother's family is from. So even though they're Mirandas, I'm pretty sure they're not our Mirandas. At the same time, I don't know, we might be related if you look at what they're doing. Juan Miranda, a bad Indian on the reservation at Santa Ynez, got on a rampage today thanks to some firewater. And Constable Knight and Game Warden Crab went over to reconnoiter. My first thought was, okay, yeah, Miranda's drinking firewater, but Game Warden? And then I realized that they were probably coaching. Probably they were coaching some deer since there wasn't a lot of food to go around. Let's see. As the two officers approached Miranda's cabin, the Indian came out of the door with a .44 caliber Winchester, which he leveled at them. Next, there emerged from the cabin the Indian's daughter with a 6-shooter. She was followed by the man's wife, who had a double-barreled shotgun for her own. So I really loved how these women backed up, their Juan, and that they were just fierce about it. I could just see these women, and I actually have a picture of this family, which I don't use because they're not my family, and I don't want to upset anybody. But I mean, yeah, these are tough-looking people, and these are some tough broads here. The story ends really anticlimactically. Juan gets hit over the head with a pistol butt, and everybody gets hauled off to jail. But it made me start thinking about that phrase, bad Indians. How many times I have seen it in the mission records. So-and-so is a bad Indian, he keeps stealing cattle. So-and-so is a bad Indian, she won't go to Mass. So-and-so is such a bad Indian, she won't marry the father of her children. So I started thinking that maybe being a bad Indian wasn't such a bad thing. Maybe being a bad Indian allowed me to be here. Because if you're going to somehow survive colonization, you probably want to learn a few tricks. It also has an epigraph here, this poem, from General Philip Sheridan, "The only good Indians I ever knew were dead." And my father was talking about that phrase one day, and he said, it's true they say that, but the problem is even when we're dead, we're not good enough. So all of that went into this poem. A novena is a poem. It's a 9-day prayer in the Catholic Church, and you usually say it for 9 days in a row. You say one piece of the prayer, 9 different pieces. It's typically a poem or a prayer of urgency. Somebody's asking for help. So this is mine. Novena to Bad Indians. Day 1. Indian outlaws, bandidos, renegades, rebels, lazy Indians, sinful Indians, you gamblers who squatted out back behind the church instead of assuming the missionary position behind the plow. Oh, lusty Indians, who tied bones to sheets thrown out of the women's quarters, climbed up that swaying skeleton of salvation and made unsanctified love all night. Oh, women who tossed down those sheets, hear my prayer. Day 2. Hail, troublemakers, horse thieves, fornicators, I implore you, polygamists, deer dancers, idol worshippers, chasers of loose women, heathen who caroused in the hills, stole wine from the sacristy, graffitied Indian designs on the church wall, told coyote stories instead of practicing catechism, torched mission wheat fields, set fire to tule roofs, ran away, were captured, flogged, put in stocks or irons, ran away again. Help me, suffer me in this hour of loss. Day 3. I ask for your grace, you dirty Indians, you stupid Indians who wouldn't learn Spanish or English, lazy bastards who mumbled no quiero when asked to load wagons with tons of stinking skins, who chased the model instead of cattle, who were late for Mass, confessed everything and regretted nothing, took the whip thick as a fist, laughing. You who loved soapstone charms, glass beads, eagle feathers, but wouldn't learn proper usage of land and gold, have mercy on my weakness. Day 4. Queens of earth, you women who sold yourselves for a tortilla, a handful of beans, the dog's meat, sons of incorrigible cattle thieves like Juan Nepomuceno, who could no longer find elk or deer or salmon to feed his family. Cabecillas, ringleaders like Ilario, who endured the novenario for throwing a stone at a missionary, 25 lashes on 9 separate days, and then, on 9 consecutive Sundays, 40 more. Oh, my martyrs, grant me strength. Grant me courage in my desperation. Day 5. Oh, magnificent Aniceto, who refused to name thieves of money, chocolate, shoes, string, knives from the Presidio. 13 years old, you took a flogging in silence. Oh, renowned Yoscolo, alcalde from Mission Santa Clara, who raided mission stores, freed 200 women from the women's quarters. Dear Atanasio, found guilty of stealing from the Comisario, shot dead by a firing squad at 17 years of age, begging for your life as you knelt in the estuary at Monterey. Guide me out of the stone walls of this cell. Day 6. Accept my praise song, you women who aborted pregnancies conceived in rape by soldier or priest. Attend me, barren Indian woman, stripped and prodded, who refused to let Father Ramon Obis examine your genitals or test your fertility. You, who bit him, suffered 50 lashes, shackles, imprisonment, a shaved head, were forced to carry a wooden false baby for 9 days. Blessed Apollinaria, midwife, curandera, dancer, keeper of potent medicines, heal me. Day 7. Ever full of faith, Pomponio, who cut off your heel with your own knife to slip out of leg irons. Terrible heart of Toy Purina, shaman revolutionary, who dared raise your gods against Spain's. Blessed Shumash woman, who heard the earth goddess Tupa tell you to rebaptize the neophytes in the tears of the sun. Liki Samni, most merciless Estanislao, telling the Padre, we are rising in revolt. We have no fear of the soldiers. Make me unrepentant. Day 8. O valiant Venancio, Julian, Donato, Antonio, Lino, Vicente, Miguel, Andre, Emiliana, Maria Tata, who suffocated Father Andre Quintana at Santa Cruz before he could test his new wire-tipped whip. O Nazario, personal cook to Father Panto at San Diego, who slipped yerba, powdered cuchasquela into the Padre's soup after enduring 124 lashes. You said, I could find no other way to revenge myself. I beseech your tenderness. Day 9. O unholy pagans who refused to convert. O pagans who converted. O pagans who recanted. O converts who survived, hear our supplication. Make us in your image. Grant us your pride. Ancestors, illuminate the dark civilization we endure. Teach us to love untamed. Inspire us to break rules. Remind us of your brutal wisdom, learned so dearly. Even dead Indians are never good enough.